It was a cool morning in early March, along a quiet countryside road near Dalat, Vietnam. The mist still lingered over the fields as Mr. Hui, a retired teacher, was taking his usual morning walk. As he strolled past a patch of tall grass, something unusual caught his eye: scattered eggs lying dangerously close to the edge of the road. Curious and concerned, he approached and crouched down. To his astonishment, he saw tiny movements. The eggs weren't just abandoned, they were hatching. One after another, tiny quail chicks were breaking free from their shells, chirping weakly in the morning chill. Some were already out, trembling and vulnerable, their wet feathers sticking to their fragile bodies. Looking around and seeing no sign of the mother, Hui quickly realized these tiny creatures had been left behind. With no time to lose, he gently gathered the shivering chicks into his scarf and held them close to his chest for warmth. He rushed home, his heart pounding, not out of fear, but from the weight of responsibility he had suddenly taken on. At home, he converted a small box into a makeshift brooder, lining it with soft cloth and placing a heat lamp above. He fed the chicks crushed grains soaked in warm water and watched over them with the care of a new parent. Days turned into weeks. The chicks began to stand, then run, and finally flutter their little wings with joy. By April, the once abandoned quail were now full of life, darting around Hui's garden like little spirits. They followed him everywhere, chirping at his heels as he watered plants or read under the shade of an old tree. He gave each of them names: Tiny, Snow, Bean, and so on, each with its own personality, its own bond with the man who had given them a second chance. Then, one quiet afternoon in June, as he checked their coop, he noticed something small and familiar: eggs. The chicks he once saved had now grown into healthy adults, and now they were laying eggs of their own. He stared at them, tears welling up in his eyes, not out of sadness, but awe. The fragile lives he had cradled months before were now creating life themselves. Today, Hui's small garden in Dalat is filled with the sound of chirping, rustling feathers, and laughter. His once quiet mornings are now filled with joy and purpose. What began as a brief roadside moment turned into a journey of compassion, patience, and unexpected love.